Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! No, you are not on the wrong video. I've decided to try a little experiment here. It occurs to me that we are actually going to get one more day, one more chance to hang out with Lorem, even despite having to skip a day seeing him because I wanted to hang out with Katsuharu. And I'm not certain whether I can get his good ending, unless I take him to see fireworks. That is one thing I would like to know, but I don't know yet. The one person who would know is not around right now. So, in the off chance that I don't have to take Lorem to see fireworks in order to get the good ending, I went back to the save that was at the start of the previous stream, and I'm going to go ahead and visit the police archives. The reason why it matters whether I have to take Lorem to the fireworks is because I intend to take Bryce to the fireworks on this run. So let's see how things play out here. At the very least, visiting the production facility didn't really accomplish anything. When I arrived at the station, I was met by the police archivist, a dragoness who introduced herself as Kalinth. I don't think we've met. So, hello there, Kalinth. I'm not entirely sure who you are specifically. We'll say bluish dragon with wrapping horns. You're in luck, Erika. Bryce compiled all the case files a while ago. Ever since you came to our world, he seems to be a lot more interested in these human mysteries. I wonder if it has something to do with you. I kind of wonder as well. Is this because I've been hanging out with him? Anyway, you can find all the files here. I'll leave the rest to you. Rummage through the trash. Alright, here goes nothing. Huh? What's this? Achievement unlocked, base finder. Okay, so we needed to find a charging base for the Ixomen spear. It's a flat base with a circular indent at the top. Where have I seen this before? Alright, it's an Ixomen spear part. You acquired an Ixomen sphere part. Base. And what else do I want to do? This is very unfamiliar territory. Did I come to the police station during my first run? I don't remember what my options were. I certainly don't remember these options. Study the blueprint of the underground building near the portal. Read the structural damage report of the underground building near the portal. Let's study the blueprint. Of course, we could also play a prank, but maybe I can learn something useful here. Let's study the blueprint of the underground building near the portal. Hello there, Beaforce! Okay, you are who I wanted to see. Do I need to take Lorem to see fireworks in order to get his good ending? I do. Well, never mind then. Let's go back to where we were then. Let me remove this. Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, what were we doing when we last left off? I guess hanging out with Bryce. We went to a barbecue with them, and now it's a new day. Time to return to the story. I'm pretty sure this is where we find out about the egg napping at the hatchery, and I think this also leads to when Bryce got killed. I awoke with my eyes fixed on the ceiling wallpaper. A sense of dread lingered from a nightmare I no longer remembered. How many more times would I see this apartment before I return to my own world? Or before something happened to me? I don't know, there's some time skips going on that I don't know about. I got ready for the day and tried to shake off those thoughts. Hey, Erika. And right on the minute. You show up at this time every day like clockwork. Clocks are reliable, and reliable is good in this line of work. I've got something for you. An envelope from the facility. Oh, these are the results from the tests Anna ran on my blood. She must have sent this before she was... No, it's no use thinking about that now. Maybe the test results will be able to help us. Let's see. Remarkable similarities in genetic makeup, particularly the brain structure. Well, we know why now. These are dinosaurs created with help from our DNA. Oh, I suppose this isn't the only reason you're here. The chief will explain everything once we get there. Let's not keep him waiting, shall we? This is all familiar territory, but the game is not asking me... Oh, never mind. Well, as I said before, second run, I don't want to skip ahead because I need a refresher. Although this situation is definitely kind of fresh on my mind. So, we arrived at the place. Bryce is here. So Bryce is going to be helping us during this part of the story. Reza broke into the hatchery. There's a murder. And... let's see. Castle owned building, like keeping everything related to their sector under the same roof. So there's also an orphanage and a family clinic, as well as offices. So Reza, of course, stole another generator, as well as eggs. Who is calling me now? Spam. Where was I? Right. Power is restored before anything happened to the other eggs left inside. Yeah, I suppose they would have to be under a heating lamp. Oh boy, just imagine... being a part of a species where your children would have to be under a heating lamp like that in order to hatch from an egg that you laid. Needless to say, the parents of the stolen eggs are not going to be happy. They'll be happier if we can actually succeed in saving the eggs this time. I can't remember whether it was confirmed why Reza egg-napped the eggs, but probably, yeah, a bargaining chip. As hostage situation. Maybe Reza has the part needed to repair the portal. We still don't necessarily know that. I imagine the reason Reza hasn't actually left yet is because he is so invested in stealing those generators. So test results. Right. Also going to have test results of the murder victims in order to confirm whether it was Reza. Although we didn't really get blood sample from Reza. It was Reza. What do you have in mind? Suddenly knock at the door, and here comes Maverick. Yep, this is this part. Maverick's going to know where Reza's hideout is. Of course, Reza set up a booby trap, and we're gonna really want to make sure that it does not go off. Basically, Maverick's been pinpointing his location based on his previous murders. At the abandoned farm. I'm definitely glad that Maverick decided to come here and tell the rest of us instead of going out and dealing with Reza himself. Reza probably won't harm you, as you're the only one he could possibly consider an ally. It makes me wonder about that booby trap. Was it an actual booby trap, or perhaps Reza set it off with a remote or something? If I go in, maybe that's why it doesn't go off, because Reza still considers me his ally. At this point in the game, anyway. Erika, you stay here and wait for further instructions. We may need you at a moment's notice. Don't do anything without us telling you to, understand? I think they're going to have me come along anyway. First they're going to spy on him, and then they'll call me. Come and retrieve me. Either or. Oh. The base stayed in my inventory, despite me unloading that save. Nobody told me this. It just suddenly occurred to me. Wait a second. And I looked and I still had the base. So I guess I'm not editing that out. Oops. Sorry, everybody. I guess we'll have to see where that goes whenever we do our next run. I assume the scene will allow me to collect it again. Tell Maverick to wait. This is a new option. Involving my blood sample? Wait. He stopped and waited for a few seconds. What do you want from me? Do you have something against humans in general? Or is it just Reza and me? Do you think you are superior to us because of your wings and teeth and claws? Your fire? Or is it just jealousy or projected hate? I know the first day I met you, you were all hung up on people paying attention to us because we're human. I can assure you, there's nothing about us to be jealous about. Our world is a wasteland. He closed the door before he turned back around to face me. Now this is definitely new. I did not have the option to stop him the first time. You're really playing that innocent role, aren't you? Now you're offering yourself as a bargaining chip for Reza. At this rate, even I might start to believe you if I didn't have reason not to. If I were with Reza, it would have been much easier for me to pull a gun on you too, the day you were shot. But I didn't even bring one when I came through the portal. Plausible deniability. Or, as we like to say, good cop, bad cop. If Reza's plan fails, you and the rest of humanity can disavow Reza's actions as his own and still go through the trade as agreed, and Reza would be dealt with however. Yet if Reza's plan succeeds, you will have given us nothing and still have gained what you wanted. If Reza got away, you'd still have me, though. If your world is a wasteland, don't you think losing you is a price that they would gladly pay? Maverick's words made me think. Did I really have the complete picture before I stepped through the portal? I guess that would explain why I got the job in the first place. Besides, Reza only stole the things humanity wants, so he's clearly not just doing this for himself. His actions only started after that confrontation with you, though. Maybe none of this was planned. Don't be stupid. Do you think I have forgotten about the secret message he sent you? I still don't know what he would have told me that day if you hadn't interrupted us. He wanted to discuss his plans with you. Only after I found out about the secret message he sent to you did I realize that all the messages sent back and forth between the portals could have been similar, even before your arrival. When the police searched Reza's apartment, of course none of these old letters could be found. Those did not have any secret messages. Is that so? None that I knew of, at least. When he sent me that secret message, I initially had no idea how to read it. But you knew it was a secret message? Yes. But that is not true for messages he sent before you came through the portal? I don't think so. Maybe those messages weren't intended for you, then. We're not that different, you know. What are you talking about? I reached into my pocket. I still have that? I don't know how long it's been. I pulled out the wrinkled piece of paper and showed it to him. According to these test results, humans and dragons show remarkable similarities for different species from different evolutionary lines and completely different worlds. Why do you think I care about that? It wouldn't make a dang difference to me if other dragons came through the portal instead of humans. I was the only one who followed Reza and knew something was off, but all of my concerns were swept away in the wind. It was never about you being humans, It's about my people not hearing my pleas, and the leniency they were willing to show you, all in the name of fostering this diplomatic relationship. But you two came in here and strutted around like you owned the place as you tore my home apart. The blood of those who died is on the hands of everyone who allowed this to happen. If they had listened to me in the first place, maybe I'd have caught Reza that day I was wounded, and things would look very different right now. I agree. Then why do you blame me for suspecting you? All this time, I've just been helping the police. So have I. Maybe they'll finally catch Reza, and we'll see how all of this turns out. Wait a minute. You had Anna perform these tests for you? It was more the other way around. She was the one who wanted to study my blood. Suddenly, I'm not surprised you had these tests done. She can be ruthless when she wants something. What did she do to get your blood? She asked nicely for it. As a reminder, Maverick and Anna were once dating. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've seen any sort of smile from Maverick, and it's actually kind of creepy. She asked nicely? Nothing else in this world right now could be more worth than samples of your blood, and you just gave them to her. You know what? Maybe I was wrong. Even if humanity and Reza have cooked up a crazy plan, and even if they are willing to sacrifice either of you for their own gain, maybe you really have nothing to do with it. Maybe you are just clueless. It doesn't really matter much, though. After all, you have nothing to gain from me if I change my opinion of you. I mean, it's kinda true. He did come and help us in the end of the first run anyway. To me, proof is the only thing that really matters, so my feelings on the issue are not important. If you work with the police long enough, you just learn to take things as they are. Maybe with you, I'll have to admit that I was wrong. But I won't ever stop looking for those who are responsible for this, and if I find them, I will show no mercy. Then I had to wait. Bryce and Sebastian were observing the farm now, and if anything new happened, I would be the first to know. I spent some time looking around Bryce's office, studying all the material he had gathered about the case, though there wasn't any information that I didn't already know. After a few hours, the telephone in his office rang, and not sure whether the call was intended for me or Bryce, I picked up. Erika? Yes? I think you need to come here. I'll give you the directions. No problem. There you are. So what happened? A whole lot of nothing. There was no movement to or from the building in the time we've been watching. He usually operates during the night, so maybe he's just asleep? In that case, it would be best for us to go in before he has a chance to make his escape. Or maybe he's not even in there anymore. He could have seen us and slipped away unnoticed, with plenty of time to destroy the evidence while we've been waiting here. You're right. Either he's still inside, or he's already gone and not coming back. Let's go in. What should I do? You're coming with me. Sebastian, you walk around and watch the back of the building, just in case he tries to escape. I'm on it, Chief. I go in, and you stay here, alright? What am I even here for, then? You're our insurance. If Reza tries to flee and sees you, it might throw him off. You might be able to stop him. Or if we get into a standoff, I can tell him you're here as well. I just don't want you to come inside when it could become dangerous. And here we come to this point. B4 says you can get Bryce's good ending now since you showed the results to Maverick. I'm not entirely sure what difference that makes, nor am I really certain why I wasn't able to show Maverick the test results the first run. I will say this. My goal during the first run was to make sure the police trusted me the whole way through, and I did not want to jinx anything, so I complied and allowed Bryce to go in first. This time, though, let me go in first. Why? Maybe I can talk to him and we can figure things out. I don't think he wants to kill me, so even if it doesn't work out, Sebastian and you will still be nearby to catch him. I'll be right behind you then, but do be careful. B4 says, basically the only reason I couldn't show the test results to Maverick on the first run is because you can't get a good ending on the first run. It is slightly lame that you are completely locked out of getting a good ending, even whenever you have what you need in order to get a good ending. Admittedly, I probably wouldn't be doing another run if I had gotten a good ending. So I guess it's just as well. We slowly made our way to the front door. I took a deep breath and tried to prepare myself for the possibility of facing Reza. The tense scenarios and things I could say to him rushed through my head as I pressed down on the door handle. The door inched open with a creak, but I noticed a slight resistance and a strange sound that suddenly made me hesitate. There's the trap. When I looked down to the source of the noise, I saw a taut wire through the gap in the door, hovering over the floor of the entryway. Out of curiosity, since you cannot get a good ending on the first run, would I have died had I tried going in first? Or would Bryce simply have said that I'm not allowed and gone in first anyway? That was a pretty close call, you know. Too bad Reza wasn't here after all. Maybe he ran when he saw us approach. B4 says, no, it would have been the same as this. Alright. So, I could have avoided Bryce dying on the first run. Strange for him to leave everything behind, though. Everything he's stolen, all the generators are still here. Do you think the trap was for us in particular? Probably not. It was likely more of a general safety precaution. If he had any time to prepare for this, he would have taken this stuff with him. Sure enough, I had no idea you could make a bomb out of a generator. Then you just haven't been with us long enough. If you know how, it's not even that complicated. So, bombs are definitely known about in this timeline. In this world. It's hard to figure out what I should call this. In the past? Because we're not on a separate world. I guess it could be a separate timeline. Anyway, making bombs simple. And Erika, and Reza somehow figured it out? Apparently so. Does he have any skills pertaining to engineering or electricity? Well, he's worked on cars before and fixes a lot of things back home. I guess that would qualify? He also could have done his own research. Either way, this makes him even more dangerous. At least we now have a whole building's worth of clues. Erika, can you get to your apartment from here? We'll be busy with this scene for a while. No problem. I'll leave you to your work then. Good job, Erika. Thanks. Huzzah! Bryce is alive! Now hopefully we can get an ending where he can stay alive. Meanwhile, little time skip, I'm surprised you called me back so quickly. How's the investigation going? Oh, the investigation is going swimmingly, but as you can expect, we need all the help we can get. As usual. With how this case has been going, we've realized we must employ external help. Oh? Yeah, we've requested assistance from one of the cities. We hope they'll send some good investigators our way soon. I see. I'm kind of wondering... I loaded up that previous save just in case I could somehow finagle my way to getting Lorm's good ending without taking him to the fireworks display, and I started looking at the blueprints. I wonder if that affects anything. I mean, the game still has me holding this charging pod thing. We were so close today. He could have been in there, you know. Maybe we just came a few minutes too late. And if he knows how to make bombs from generators, who's to say he won't start using them elsewhere? At least he doesn't have any right now, does he? He said all the generators that were stolen are now accounted for. True. Still, this whole case is growing to be too much for a small-town police department. I hope you'll get all the help you'll need. Me too. I wonder if they will get help. Well, Beerforce says you need the blueprints for Adine's good ending. Oh, that'll be important. I'll probably focus on Adine during the... Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a run just for Lorem if I have to take him to the fireworks display for his good ending. Well, that can be a short run. A quick run just going through what I need to do in order to get to his ending. But after I'm done with Lorem, Adine will definitely be the next priority. Anyway, but right now, you can help us again. Well, what do you have for me? When we searched the building, we found more than the things Reza stole. We also found this bloody bandage. Do you think that's his? That's what we need to find out, but given all that we know, it probably is. So he's wounded. We know he was injured during the fight with his first victim, but whether this is from the same wound or something else, I'm not sure. In any case, you could bring it into the lab for us to find out more. We also found a bloody bandage when we visited the park. I wonder if that'll come into play. What were we just saying? Bring it into the lab for us to find out more. Sure. Next, we have a witness who reported hearing loud bangs during the night. We'd like to send someone to make a follow-up visit. You'll need to confirm the witness statement, then see if he has anything new to share. Also, now that we have reclaimed your PDAs, we're going to send one to the archives for analysis. Since they have experience with human artifacts, they are better suited to do it than any of our departments. No problem. And lastly, we have the eggs. It's a relief that we found them unharmed in the building. They're safe and ready to be sent back to the hatchery. Shouldn't we take care of those first? It's not as urgent as you might think. Our eggs are pretty resilient. Being in the care of the hatchery is more an insurance than a requirement. Some people choose to keep them in their own home until they hatch, rather than having the hatchery take care of it. The hatchery has been notified, but they won't be able to send someone for a few hours. I've heard that they're really understaffed. Either because of the person who was killed, or because everybody else is afraid to get killed. If you bring the eggs and the paperwork to them, you'll speed up the process, but it's not an urgent matter. I see. In any case, I'll just leave everything here until I get to it, so feel free to do these tasks as you wish. I know it's laughable that we don't even have a free hand for simple errands. Don't worry about it. By the way, are you planning to attend the summer festival? Should I? It's hard to think about something fun when I'm wrapped up in this investigation. For sure. It's important to take a short rest so you don't lose your head. There's so much to see at the festival, particularly the big fireworks. Dragons enjoy fireworks too? I would think something like that would feel so commonplace since many of you breathe fire. It's not quite the same. We still appreciate the wonder of colorful bursts in the sky. On the last day, there's always a big fireworks show. Everyone usually attends it. Everyone? Yes, it has a great tradition behind it. What peeves me the most is that I'll be on guard duty when it happens this year, so I probably won't be able to see a thing. And we know why you're on guard duty. At the very least, we know you'll survive this time. Did I have this option on the first run? I'll be sure not to miss it then. If it's that important to you, why don't you just watch it regardless? Can Sebastian still die if I don't choose the second option? I would assume since he's on the title screen, that means he won't die. B-Force is not sure. You know what? Why take chances? If it's that important to you, why don't you just watch it regardless? Are you suggesting I abandon my post during the fireworks? No, you don't have to abandon your post, but if you pick a good spot and watch them for like half an hour or so, no one's going to care. I'm not so sure about that. The guard post is pretty important. I know we're talking about the portal, but you don't need to take this seriously all the time. And just think about it. The portal is broken right now anyway, and everybody will be busy watching the fireworks. Nothing is going to happen. I suppose you have a point. Just pick a good spot, and no one is going to even notice you're gone. That's the idea. Well, if you say so. Anyways, I should get back to the investigation now. I'll leave the stuff for you here, and I'll take care of the rest once I get back, alright? Sure thing. Good luck, Erika. You too. Okay, what did I do during the first run? I took the PDA to the library, I took the bandage to the facility. Taking the bandage to the facility resulted in me meeting up with Anna, and she was stressed out because the police took all her gear. Given the circumstances, that means that this time we would wind up meeting Damien. So it could still be worth going there and seeing how differently things play out. Well, I can always take the inks to a hatchery on a future run. I at the very least do want to visit the witness. So let's do that first. I'm curious who it is. Well, now I'm glad that I'm visiting the witness. Hello there, Ipsum. We've never met before, but I know you. Interestingly, since we haven't been to Lorem's home on this run, that means we've never met Ipsum on this run. So he was the witness? Huh. Did I already know that? I might have already known that. Can't remember. Can I help you? You must be Ipsum. Is that right? Sure. I'm working with the police and hoped you could answer a few questions. Because I responded to your call for witnesses about last night, right? Yes. Alright. What do you want to know? Can you tell me what happened? Sure. I was running an experiment in my home laboratory and waiting for it to finish. Around 2 a.m., I suddenly hear a few bangs outside. They reminded me of small explosions. It sounded like they were coming from just around the corner. I see. Did nothing about this seem unusual to you? Not really. I know I've caused a few similar disturbances with my experiments before. If someone else decided to take up some home experimentation, they certainly have my approval. Besides, I wasn't in any position to abandon the experiment that was running at the time, or else it could have had a similar outcome. Thank you. I think that will be all. No problem. Well, that was short. On my Lorem run, I'm definitely going to have to investigate him again and see if things play out a little differently once we're actually familiar with each other. Anyway, take the bandage to the facility. I hope this is the right place. Can I help you? Yeah, I'm just dropping this evidence off on behalf of the police. From the Razor case, right? I already read the memo. Yep. Well, here you go. Thanks. I'll get right to it. Okay, apparently the police didn't take away all the equipment this time. I wonder what about this run is different that they didn't do that. I know Anna has been under suspicion of being a thief. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Thanks for all your help. Now that the facility has received the bandage, maybe we'll discover something new. I'll take care of the remaining tasks, and you can take the rest of the day off. I'm sure you have things to do other than helping the police department. It's no problem, really. My trip to your world wasn't supposed to be a vacation. Alright then, I'll see you next time. See you. Here we come to this part. We're not going to be going on any dates now. After this fateful day, I was glad to finally have some sort of respite. I wandered into the kitchen as I considered tonight's dinner. Should I cook something or order out? When I returned to the living room, I suddenly found my strength leaving me and collapsed to the floor. Not entirely sure how I was knocked out. Next thing I saw was a blurry stone ceiling. Eyesight slowly returned. Managed to sit up. I was in a cave, and before me stood a familiar, mysterious face. I have not yet received the option to skip this scene. I apologize for the violence, but I can assure you it was the easiest way. Oh, here we go. Oh, this was a really long cutscene right here. I'm tempted to go ahead and skip this one. I don't imagine that anything will play out differently this time. But, just in case, just know that I'll probably be doing a lot more skipping than I normally do. We know you're not Riza because your voice is clearly female, not that you're not whispering. You are the administrator, the creator of the dragons. So, to recap, hold on a sec. Let's save right here real quick. Just a recap though, this person was working for an organization for a poor country who could not really afford to use robots in wars. So they were like working on biological warfare or something, and in order to hide their activities they were using portals, but the portal sent this girl accidentally to the past, and she decided to use her know-how to genetically modify dinosaurs into dragons. Then one day, she thought about how the world was probably going to be ending because of the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs, so she traveled as far into the future as she felt safe to see what's going to happen. And when she came out of the portal, somewhere around 1,422 years later, that's when the dragons discovered the portal, and communication between dragons of the past and humans of the present started taking place. So if I hit the skip button, because before said to just skip, so I'm assuming that nothing new would play out during that scene. Okay, that was the end of the night. What do I want to do from here? I think we're possibly close to the end. Let's go for it. Since there's nothing for me to do this morning, I guess they don't need me at the police department. Not that I mind. Since I got some messages. Let's see. Hey, Erika. Want to meet up and go somewhere? Just the two of us? I just want to get out of my crummy temporary apartment. I'm sure we could think of something fun. Is he thinking what I'm thinking? Okay, we actually do get to do a little bit more dating before the final day. Which means we're not actually at the ending, which means I'm going to want to take a break now, because I imagine that hanging out with Bryce will take a while. Be right back.